What up? What's going on? Heaven and hell, angels and demons. We're back. Welcome back to the Classics, the cinematic movie podcast that takes you back to the iconic films of 20 years ago. I am your guy, Jay Alonzo. We are back on iHeartRadio. What's going on, good people? And I'm here with a very special guest of mine. We have been kicking it for a long time.
Man, some years,
Some
man.
years, dude. Like, we first kicked it. You didn't have the height.
I didn't have the height.
You didn't have the height. You didn't have the muscles.
No.
You were the little light-skinned cat from across the street.
Yeah, I had a curl at that time.
And it curled all the way over. You know what I'm saying? That's what people had that time. But it's definitely a privilege and honor to watch you grow up the way you have. This is an actor who is making his way around, one of Las Vegas' own. Y'all make some noise for my guy, Sydney Square. What's going on, bro?
That's good with it, man.
Glad to have you on, man.
I appreciate it. Finally able to link up. You know, we make it in.
We had your fiance on earlier this year. The wife. I'm sorry. My bad.
Like, look, you know,
shouts to wife.
Hey, look, shit gets you, man.
I want none of that smoke. I want none of that smoke. But we had her on. We had her on here back in March for Selena, and we knew at that time I had to get you on for something.
Oh yeah.
So we chose this, and I'm glad it was this. But before we get into the movie itself, because we got a good one coming up.
Oh yeah.
Tell me who you are. Let the Cinder folks know who you are.
For those who don't know, I'm Sid Square, up and coming actor. Currently, have worked on Born Identity Project. Also, have worked on The House with Will Ferrell.
Right.
I've also done small parts on Andrew Dice Clay TV show.
Okay.
I played the bartender and a few other little here odd jobs. Got a new project coming up, the Unsolved Project.
Right.
So
the B.I.G. Pop Project. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing. I do some acting, some modeling. A big avid car guy, as you know.
Yeah, you just won an award for your car.
Actually, I did the West Coast Gathering.
Okay.
I did the Best Under Construction is the award I won,
Okay.
and then they also allowed me to present my own award. So,
Word.
Big shout out to all the people who run West Coast Gathering.
Word. So tell me, what's your inspiration behind the acting? Like, what actor inspires you to want to go into that field and continue that line of work?
Let's see here. One of my major favorites, and I'm glad that you asked me this. One of my major favorites right now actually is Amari Hardwick. And
Ghost.
Yeah. Hey, look, I can play a stunt double sometimes.
It's a light skin thing. It has to be. It must be.
No, in all honesty, as you know, he actually started off as a football player. He, played college football. Mm-hmm. I was an avid basketball player, and just like him, had a rough injury, and to see that he still pursued his passion of that was actually his minor in college. So that was actually one of my minors in college. So to pursue his dream and see him start off, not a lot of people know he started off in a Rough Ends video. No more shopping.
No more.
Yeah, he was he played as the
no more shopping sprees. No more I got you. I'm with you.
So it actually that's where he started off at, and that was a great transition to see him go from there, and then to start off with a small part like Gridiron Gang and things like that. He's into the music thing. I can't sing a note, but I can get down on some beats real quick.
Boy, give me 2 pencils, we can get some
things going. The old school days, like in high school, man.
Right. Okay. So, in regards to the industry as we know it, as we see it,
right.
The type of film that you gravitate to, what's in your collection? Like, what do you enjoy watching?
Let's see here. I got a very diverse collection. So, on the lady aspect of it, I like to watch Sex and the City. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
And not a lot of guys would like to watch Sex and the City, but it's very informational.
Not a lot of guys will admit to watching Sex and the City.
I'm going to admit to it, and I'm going to tell you why. It's informative.
Right.
When you think about it that way, it works out.
I mean, so is Insecure.
Oh, yeah. So, and then I would jump to something like, I don't know. I got to do my hood movie collection, of course. That's a given.
It's kind of like your hood movie collection. You're like predisposed at birth.
Oh, yeah.
To have actual hood movie collection. Like, I saw a picture on Facebook the other day, and it was like name. It's like maybe 30 movies up there, all hood classics.
Oh yeah.
Name one you haven't seen. I'm like, it's impossible. I've seen them all.
You got to see them all.
Blue Hill Avenue was probably the most least known out of that whole list.
But it's on there.
But it's on there, and I've seen it. You know,
hey,
The Wood, The Best Man, you name it, I've seen
Colors.
it. Colors, yeah. I won't.
Come on
Colors.
now, you can't knock Sean Penn. Sean Penn was Pac-Man.
I mean, for me, you know, I enjoy Colors, but I'd rather give me South Central. OG Bobby Johnson.
Hey,
you know?
shout out to Glenn Plummer, man. That's my
Deuce.
people's, man.
Deuces. Okay, so tell me about how you feel the industry, where we're headed today as far as originality.
Originality it's there.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to push back more to the people actually being in the craft.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I mean? It has a lot of potential. The industry has a lot of potential. There's a lot of people who are kind of looked over, and I feel like they need to get that full shine. But I mean, some of the projects that are coming, I mean, 2018 is gonna be a big year, man.
2018 is gonna be a fantastic year. We were watching the trailer for Black Panther earlier today.
Man,
before I posted it to the group site, and as I sat and I watched it, I couldn't help but just filled with so much joy and happiness. Like, this is the first time we're getting a Marvel Studios production, and it's 98% black cast.
This is true.
Black director, black writers, and I was like, yes, yes, let's go. You know, I don't know what the budget is for this movie, but you could just look at the trailer and just tell Kevin Feige spared no expense.
Yeah. Like, and I put it to you this way: being somebody who played on a part of the project,
right?
I did a little bit of background work for the project.
Okay.
Actually, a buddy of mine, another actor, Les Harris, he was like, "Hey, man, look, you need to get on this and come check it out." The fact of the knowledge that was on the project itself,
right.
It was like all love, and it was literally like, you know what, we want to see you progress, and we want you to know the history of, hey, this is a part of history,
right?
So, you know, I mean, it's a great Marvel film. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Michael B. Jordan.
And I don't think it was ironic that they put it out in February, which also dubbed this Black History Month. But yeah, I feel as if this is going to be a moment in time for us, as far as moviegoers, superhero movie fans, and just as black people in general, to where when we go to movie theater on February 16th, and we get this movie that 10 years ago we probably wouldn't have got.
I mean, it was cool to see, like, you know, I know you had peeped it, actually. I think we had tagged each other on it a while back. Tyrese had joked around about, like, Green Lantern. Like,
okay, yeah, so yeah. Okay.
I thought it was funny, but then to have this film come out is like, you know.
Let's be real. Tyrese ain't playing no fucking Green Lantern no time
ever.
And the way he's been bitching, look okay.
Hey. That's my guy.
I feel you, man. Listen, you gotta eat, you gotta work.
You gotta eat, you gotta work.
But at the same time, you can't stop that man from getting his bag, okay?
Hey,
that's what I'm saying.
Shout out to The Rock, man. That's a man that secure a bag for sure.
I mean, come on. Come on now. It's not like The Rock said, let's stop what they got going on, give me my own. No, Universal said, we'll give you yours. We'll put them on the back burner. We'll come back around to them in 2020. Tyrese is good. He's making the next Black Tie album.
I mean,
I assume.
At this point, he need to get back in the studio. Come on, give us some of that real R&B.
Transformers ain't coming no time. He done broke up TGT, so they don't tell it what's gonna happen now.
I know, man.
But anyway, I'm definitely happy to have you on today, man.
I appreciate it,
Let's
man.
kick this thing off, man. So, are you ready for 2-minute drill?
I'm ready, man.
Sweet. So let me go ahead and you remember how the 2-minute drill thing goes down? You do remember how 2-minute drill goes down?
Yeah.
Right? All right. Yeah. So, with you being the guest of today's episode, I wanted to allow you the time to go ahead and kick off 2-minute drill. Let me go get the clock ready. Got the clock ready here. Got it ready to go. You got your questions good, sir? By the way, Michelle is in the building. I didn't want to, have her sitting in the studio with me not shout her out.
Right.
Say something real quick.
Yeah, you better.
Hey, anything for Salinas.
With an S.
With an S. There was big daddy that was swole. There was 2 vatos, man. Anyway, let's do it. 2-minute drill starts now.
All right. Now this one is going to be a good one for you. Okay. For Kevin Lomax, who was his savior in regards to spiritual wise?
His mother. Yeah, got that. Mr. Getty's nickname from his students was revealed to be what?
Not Pig Man.
3, 2.
He was.
It was a huge hog beast.
That's right. That's right. It was. I was reading. I was trying to remember what she wrote on the paper.
All right, your turn.
All right. The lovely lady, when she first greeted them, when they've moved into their new apartment complex. So this is into regards to Kevin Lomax and his wife.
Right.
They moved into their new apartment.
Right.
Who was the person that greeted them?
I can't think of her name. Black chick though. What is her name?
I mean, she play on CSI.
She do. But what is her? You want her actual acting name or her?
No, we gonna go with her. We just gonna go with her name in the film.
Character's name. Jackie. Okay, I know her real name is Tamara Tooney.
Yep. So
Okay.
it's Jackie Heath. So because she was actually Heath's wife.
Got you. Okay. Where are the Lomaxes originally from?
Come on now, Gainesville, Florida. Okay, come on, man.
About, you know.
That's Florida is a beautiful place.
I've never been. We got 20 seconds. Do you think?
All right. Who is expressed to be? Now let me reword that. Okay. Kevin Lomax's mother expresses to him what statement before he leaves to go to New York?
That's a deep question. Yeah, for me.
She hit him with a Bible verse expressing that he needed to.
It was something about sheeps, right?
Yeah.
What's the actual quote though?
The actual quote. See, look, now you didn't.
Damn.
You didn't hit me back with a question. So I think you won that.
Because she says it like 3 times in the movie, right?
What?
Well, it's said 3 times in the movie.
It's said 3 times in the movie, but it's said twice by her.
By her.
And then once, towards the end of the film.
Damn.
I mean, I can't give away the end of the film, but it was said.
Damn. Well, if you don't know what movie we're talking about, we're taking it back to 1997, of course, with the psychological horror, dark thriller, The Devil's Advocate.
Thriller.
Well, okay.
It wasn't Chucky status.
It was, but when you watch it, I remember the first time I seen this movie, I had to be at least 10 or 11.
Okay.
Right? And I didn't necessarily get it. I mean, I got it. And I was thoroughly convinced Al Pacino was the devil at one point because he makes a hell of a devil. Him and Clarence Williams III in Tales from the Hood, they can compete as to who's actually the devil.
You know what? I would have to go ahead and throw in Tony Todd in there too, man.
Tony Todd, yeah, but Tony Todd for me, he's just that creepy ass black dude. You know what I'm saying? He classifies as creepy ass black dude.
Creepy, like he's like going on the verge of a perverted uncle status.
Yeah, like he'll touch you, but he'll give you a look like if you tell him, "I'll fucking kill you. I got bees. I'll kill you with these bees."
But the Al Pacino, man, you know what? For me with this film. So bringing it when he first brought himself into the film, the way that they brought him into the film was like I'm throwing a Montana status. Like it just, I'm letting you know that I'm here.
Yeah.
And for me, that's
real quick.
Let's run it back. Let's run it back.
Original release date, October 17th, 1997, shares opening weekend with Playing God, which is super ironic. The Devil's Advocate opened the same weekend as Playing God. So it was a very biblical heaven or hell kind of weekend. Also playing with I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Another thriller. Now that was a thriller.
Banger. Production budget was $57 million with a box office total of $152 million. Currently holds a 66% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yes, sir.
Now, personally for me, rewatching it, 66% I feel is a bit low. For
Rotten Tomatoes, that is a bit low.
It's a bit low. The reason why I feel it's a bit low because This movie clocks in about just shy of 2.5 hours long, right?
Yep. 223, something like that.
223, yeah, about 223. And the way that it flows, it doesn't necessarily flow like a 2 hour and 23-minute movie would flow. It has a great flow to it.
Oh, yeah.
Even though you've seen it.
This is something that, like, keeps your interest all the way through.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, it's not like one of the movies where you be like, dang, I'm going to get up and go to the bathroom and get. It's like, I'm going to have to hold it for a second.
I'm not going to lie. I had to go pee a few times. But I held it, I held it. And I feel like, it was certain parts to where you expect for things to kind of go south. Like, for example, and I'm probably going to jump around the movie a lot, but Eddie Barzoon, played by Jeffrey Jones, his death scene is probably one of the most disturbing scenes
ever.
Because as Pacino's doing his devil bit,
he's explaining
it's
the
playing
whole
out.
process.
I was like, this is some creepy shit.
It's like, man, like, really, dude? Like, you just explained this whole process of what was going to happen to this man.
Jesus. So tell me the first time you seen this movie.
First time that I actually seen this movie. Okay, I can tell you. I was in Chicago at the time. I was staying at my grandmother's house, and it was one of them situations. Boy, you better stop watching that. You ain't supposed to be watching that.
Law gonna get you. Law gonna get you.
And so she was, anybody who knows my grandmother, Miss Liz. She do not play when it come to watching movies. You ain't supposed to at a certain age. I think I got smacked for watching Rush Hour as well. But it was at her house, and I was watching it, and it was at that time. I think it was still on VHS. We watched it,
right?
Because we still went to Blockbuster at that time. So that was back then, because I was still an avid Bulls fan.
I mean, ain't no wrong with that. Now, are you?
Oh yeah, I'm still right with my Bulls.
That's right. I mean, I bleed purple and gold, but
I'm gonna cry a little bit right now. Yeah, you might cry a little bit too.
Yeah, we're not talking basketball right now. All right, so this movie tells a story about Kevin Lomax, played by Keanu Reeves,
right?
Who I would say his better performances. Mm-hmm. His southern accent is a bit.
Marianne, look, you know what? Marianne had that. She had that southern accent down to the T.
Marianne, though. All right, and I'm gonna say this in front of your girl too. Okay, Charlize Theron at that time.
At that time, I would have to.
Goddamn tasty.
Don't kill me, baby. But yes, I will agree.
I mean, she had that baby face,
the baby face, the curly hair,
the cheeks. Oh, what? Yes.
You know what I mean? She was on point.
I mean, she was cool in Mad Max, but this is where like she was like bad. She was bad, and it's like Southern Belle.
You know what it was? Is she had the innocence role?
Yes,
it was. You could see the innocence on it.
Absolutely. So, this movie has a very interesting plot. It opens up with this case, Mr. Geddes, who's on trial for touching.
Yeah, that's Chris Bauer.
Chris Bauer.
That's played as Lloyd Geddes. Yeah,
mm-hmm. And I didn't notice this the first time I seen this movie, but he's sitting there and
caressing the table.
He's sitting there more than that. He's caressing the table,
caressing
beating his own shit
at the same time.
And it's like,
and then Keanu Reeves noticed, and then he cocking his head back again and turning back around, and he's like, "Are you serious right now?" Like,
now, see, like I feel like he was thinking what we were thinking as well. Like, I know fucking well,
right?
You're not sitting here playing with your shit, and you on trial for touching that little girl right there. You know what I'm saying? But
and it was as she was explaining what he had did, so it was like he was getting his jollies off as he was thinking about it all over again.
Exactly. So, he asks for a recess. He breaks out, going over to the bathroom. Obviously, Geddes comes out. He's supposed to be defending me, man, and and that opening scene is so eerie to really experience, because the girl's testimony regarding the touching. Mm-hmm. It's so detailed, and yet it's so vile and disgusting. It's like, damn, like she could be lying. When you look at the scene, you look back at the table, and the dude's fondling the table. Like, exactly. Okay, so clearly somebody's telling the truth there.
It's some truth being told right there.
So I thought it's uncomfortable. But
now, I mean, the thing is where he went into the bathroom, he was trying to regroup himself.
Right.
And I feel like the reporter, that reporter coming in, that's what's kind of set the tone for the movie right there. The statements that he made to him in the bathroom.
And I love that the movie does come full circle.
Oh, yeah.
Because that same reporter, who we'll talk about later, but saying those words kind of have him thinking like, oh, okay, I just got to win this. So because it's either
you win some, you lose.
He's trying to be the hot shot. He's trying to be like that lawyer who makes partner, or the dude who never loses a case.
Right.
You know? So even though he knows for a fact that Geddes is guilty,
he's like, I got to win this case.
I'm going to win this case. So he goes out there and he pretty much breaks down the chick's whole entire testimony to secure that not
to the point where
verdict.
he made the little girl cry all over again.
Yeah, based off of a game I never heard of.
Right.
It's called Special Places.
The Special Places.
So I've never heard that game before in my life. So special. I know how to go get it, but
I can go get
I don't know. I don't know Special Places.
Oh man.
But so he wins the case, and so they're going out. They're enjoying the night. I think the same reporter's there.
Right.
Marianne's there. A couple of his colleagues are there, and we get our first glimpse of. I'm gonna blank on his name.
Ruben Santiago.
Ruben. Okay, my man Ruben. He meets up with Kevin at the bar to pretty much present him with the opportunity to come to New York,
right,
and to work with. At the time, we know him as Milton, and the rest of the buddies at the firm, and it's just this whole thing. It's basically they're coming out to a whole new world, right? You take these Florida people, the South, ultimately, bring them out to the East Side, and they're just trying to.
And it's, even from personal experience, from going to New York, you know what I mean? I can admit, the wife took me to New York for the first time.
Right.
And it was such a fast pace. It's so different. So for them to be some Southern people, I'm not knocking the South at all, but they a little bit behind on certain things. And then you get up to New York where it's just like hustle, bustle.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's on the go constantly.
Everything's a question.
Everything.
What am I, an asshole? Am I an asshole? That's yeah.
You could be. You could be.
I want to judge you, but you could be an asshole. I don't know. But
for me, it was the actual before he left, he knew he needed before him leaving from Florida, he needed to make sure he got that blessing from his spiritual guidance.
Right.
As we expressed in the 2-minute drill. Right. Spiritual guidance was his mother.
Right.
So if you notice, he had that God, fear in him as it was. He didn't run into the church right away.
Right.
He waited for her to come out of the church.
Exactly.
And she gave him a piece of her mind.
Well, his mom was what most would describe as a holy roly.
Oh, yeah.
She's, very much into the church, very much into the Bible. If the one person you need to fear is God.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
So she, and off rip, she already had the New York, I got a bad feeling about it, just something about it, just I don't like. But even though we find out later why her bad feelings,
right. Exactly.
But the church-going person that she is, it's understandable why she feels the way she feels. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, it's automatically Marianne's fault, yada, yada, yada. So so they break out to New York anyway. Kind of almost going past mom's wishes.
She kind of threw it in there. Oh, this is Marianne's fault, ain't it?
Yep.
So it
sure is.
In some of them cases, is mama feels it's always the girlfriend or the wife's fault. So she was blaming it on it. Oh, you going because Marianne wants you to start something new.
Perfect question. Because since Michelle is in here, has there ever been a time where your mom blamed her for something or your people blamed him for something?
Oh, yeah, that's all the time.
Let's get personal for a second.
We can ask away. Yeah, I'm not even going to lie to you.
We ain't got that much time. No, I'm just
We really don't.
No, we don't. But, you know what I mean? Yeah, it has gotten personal. I wouldn't say so much now. You know what I mean? My mom and Michelle, they pretty tight.
They tight like that? Yeah.
Before, you know what I mean? I don't know. My mom was kind of, that's my baby. But
yeah, it happens, man.
Hey, how much you done met my mom before, man. You know
how I met your mom, man. Matter of fact, growing up, Sid's mom and my grandma were pretty cool, actually. And you take, Sid's mom and a West Indian grandmother who will beat you for any reason.
I think what was it? I think we was late for curfew that night.
Bro, this on Lightning Street, bro. Yeah, we was late for curfew that night. Yeah, we got trouble that night for sure, for sure. All right, so let's go back to this movie. We get way too personal right now. All right, so they bring Kevin out to this firm to assist with a jury selection.
Right.
And he knows a jury. He knows the jury so well as far as
his reading skills of people was just fire, man.
Who's damaged goods? Who's gonna crack under pressure? Who's gonna do certain things that's gonna hurt your case? Look at his shoes. Like he makes clothes. Look at his shoes. Them shits is shiny. You know what I'm saying? And he probably has a gun on the pillow at the crib. You know what I'm saying?
So he was keeping it all the way real, and you know what? That worked out for him.
They won the case.
So he knocked that case out the park.
They won the case, but him winning the case though, they offer him a larger sum of money and an apartment in Manhattan to actually work for the firm.
Yeah.
And we get our first glimpse at Pacino as Milton, a.k.a. the devil.
Well, he was, his first
He was just Milton.
He was just Milton, and he was watching him. He had sat there through his case.
Right.
So, he's been watching him his whole...
Guns blazing! I love Pacino in this fucking movie, man. I really do. So, now, with this being how it's going to play out, Marianne, who knows nothing about New York, she has no friends here, no family here. So, like a traditional wife who has a husband who's going to break out into this new thing that's going to make them money, she has to kind of adjust to the new surroundings.
From the jump, they were sitting in the windowsill, and she's like, "Of course, I'm going to support you with whatever you believe, whatever."
She saw the crib,
huh, baby? That's what you're supposed to support, huh?
Yeah. She saw the crib.
Saw the crib, and she was sold. But as we see with her character, we're able to pick up on the pieces of.
Right.
She starts to catch the vibe of the negativity.
I
wouldn't say she started to catch the evil,
the weirdness,
the
weird vibes for sure is what she catches. Absolutely, and even I want to touch base on this one particular part is that when the character that Tamara Tooney plays again is
Heath, Jackie Heath. Yeah.
So she's doing the paint samples for the wall, and every green or every color she puts on the wall. She was against it. It was to points where
what did she say? That doesn't go with your skin complexion or something.
It's like, bitch,
it's the wall. It's the wall. It's a color.
Like, I'm not gonna be against it all day. Like see it? How's my skin look against the wall? And it made no sense.
And then it came time to the party. Mm-hmm. Now that's where a change of events started to happen as well.
Well, not to mention Alice, Kevin's mom comes out to visit.
Has she came?
Well, I'm kind of jumbling everything together. But after a while, Marianne does feel a bit isolated because the women, the wives of the lawyers, who are also weird as fuck, but the wives of the lawyers, the entire presence of what's going on, it's just odd to her. It's weird. It's definitely a feeling that doesn't feel natural. It's
right.
It's something that's incredibly off about what's going on, and so. At this point, though, Alice does come to New York to visit them, and almost immediately when she gets there,
she's already got that vibe.
It's a weird vibe. It's an awkward vibe. You know what I mean? And this is what I knew something was kind of up. And I'm totally jumping around, but the one scene where Alice sees Milton and they meet. For what we think is the first time.
What we thought was the first time, I was like, wait, something is fishy.
She clearly knows this man.
She knew who
Why?
he was.
We don't know yet. But she clearly does know this man. But in between all that, you have all these awkward things happening. Now going back to the earlier part of when they get to New York, they have him go to the case to go see Moyes, played by Delroy Lindo.
Right.
And he's chopping up goats in his basement.
Hey, he was, man, that's one of, I you know what, I'm going to have to say he's on one of my favorite actors list.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I mean, definitely. And then he's definitely like a New York cat, for real.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
But, I mean, he did such a good job on this, chopping the goat type thing and showing that it was into his, it was his religion type thing.
It looked like a ritual. It
did look like a ritual, you know what I mean?
It looked like a ritual.
It's one of them rituals that you don't mess with.
I don't want to be around when it's going down. You
At
feel what
all.
I'm saying? Are you cooking that goat after, or are you just chopping them up and doing what you're going to do with Yeah. I'm gonna come.
But he pulled that tongue out.
And then Kevin got him off.
But he also, he gave Kevin a little bit of help with his spiritual guidance as you peeped.
Because he asked about the lawyer he asked about the prosecutor who was going after him, got his name. So by the time they go back to the actual courtroom scene, the same prosecutor is choking.
He hit him with some weird voodoo.
Some voodoo shit. He's choking. He can't.
He choking and couldn't pretty much. He was about to croak and die.
Man.
But he got him off, and then afterwards he's met by Milton again.
Right.
And Milton's like, oh, what'd you think he was gonna pay us in goat's blood? But no, it comes out that he was a millionaire, and that's how he was able to pay.
Right.
So from there, transpires into they go into the new case.
Exactly. Now the new case, Alex Cullen, who's accused of murdering his wife, son, and the maid. The maid.
Yep.
So I remember this part when I first seen the movie. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot how this plays out. And I didn't even pick up on the clues that was pretty much being thrown to us throughout this, this whole investigation. Now, he went out of his way. Alex Cullen is played by Craig T. Nelson from Coach.
Right.
Yeah. One of my favorite shows growing up. But we are led to believe that he didn't do it because he was sleeping with his assistant.
Right. Which the assistant comes in and she's
corroborating
all the way around. Well, originally it started off as, oh, he's this nice guy. He wouldn't do that, as they all say. Mm-hmm. And then next it comes out that he was having an affair.
Right.
But the time frames didn't add up.
Exactly. And it's funny because when he asked her about the circumcision thing.
Out of
all questions to throw her off was that one.
But you know what? That's how lawyers do. They're gonna ask you the most awkward questions. Don't ask me how I know that. What type of weird questions they're gonna ask?
You're not gonna crack me under pressure. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna deal with it. But it's funny because as he's so determined to beat this case, he's spending less and less time away from Marianne, right? Which is super taking this toll on Marianne, for sure. She's starting to see things that she really shouldn't be seeing. Like motherfuckers' faces is turning.
Yeah, because she was at the
store.
The
clothes store with
Jackie, and then Jackie was the devil to her.
Yes. And
now the thing that got me, I don't know if you caught on to it. Did you notice that how Milton had caressed her at the party and and convinced her to chop her hair and all that? Turn her into a whole another person. Oh, you should go to your natural color. And
he's putting either he's putting the demonic thoughts, or he's presenting a doorway for the thoughts to get into her head.
In which case, he was what he was doing. What I peeped was he was changing her look because, as you know, the other woman, the other character that comes forth,
right,
that turns out to be his sister later on.
Christabella.
Yeah, that's the one.
Christabella. Yeah, yeah. She was cute too.
She turns out to be his sister, and then that was her look.
Right.
So he didn't want her to look the same way.
Exactly. And it's funny to bring that up because the less time he spends away from Marianne, the more he kind of fantasizes about Christabella. And Marianne, she begins seeing these visions of different partners' wives. They're just becoming demonic.
Right.
And has this fucked up nightmare. Oh, this is a horrible nightmare.
That was, man, look, I felt bad when she had that nightmare.
There's a baby.
It was a cute little kid at first.
Cute little white kid. You know what I'm saying? Oh.
Chili bowl haircut.
You know what I'm saying? Can easily be like on a Huggies box somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
The Gerber baby.
And then he turns around and he has the removed ovaries in his hand.
In his hand, playing with the removed ovaries.
Yo, that shit made my skin curl.
I was like, whoa. And then sure enough, when she looked down and she saw the blood on her gown, I was like, oh, man.
Oh, bruh. And so after a doctor basically declares her to be infertile, she begs Kevin to, let's leave, let's go back to Gainesville. And Milton suggests that, Kevin, you should step down. to take care of your wife.
AKA, this is what at this point, this is what his second chance at.
Yeah, but you know what? I think because Milton did it, the way Milton presents, it's almost like, you know, you're not gonna stop. I'm giving you an out.
I'm gonna give you an out.
I'm giving you an out, but I know you're not gonna stop. And
Now,
and I feel like that kind of became his sacrifice.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
So he took, that was his sacrifice. He took it and he bit off of it.
Because I want to say his actual quote was, he said, "I'm afraid that if I step down and she gets better, I'm gonna hate her for it.
I'm gonna resent. Yep.
I'm gonna resent her." And it's like, damn, bro. I
mean, at that point, man, you got to think about it. I mean, now in real life, you know, your wife gonna come first, but in this film, you know, what I mean, he was like, my career comes first.
And then as soon as I beat this case, I put all my energy back into her. But it's too late, Kevin.
At that point, she was gone, Kevin. As she said, Kevin, come on, Kevin.
Hi, baby. All right, so Eddie Barzoon, played by Jeffrey Jones. He's the firm's managing partner,
right?
And he's convinced that Kevin is competing for his job. When he discovers Kevin's name is on the firm's charter. So basically, at this point, you've made partner.
Right.
At this point, you know. Although Kevin denies, you know, any knowledge of what's actually going on, Eddie threatens to inform the U.S. Attorney's Office about the firm's activities, all the illegal shit that they
then,
into.
You know, then that's when, you know, Kevin hits him back with the, but I'll talk about your late night shredding sessions.
You know what I'm saying?
He's like, you know, you want to play fire with fire?
But Kevin also goes to Milton and says exactly what Eddie tells him. So that following scene is like, this is not Milton or the devil doing the devil's thing.
You know what the devil do.
He doing what the devil do. So we're watching Eddie, and he's running through the park, and I remember seeing this scene as a kid and just being disturbed by it.
At first, I didn't realize that he was being chased.
Neither did I, because, you know, usually when you look at how the scene actually plays out, and he's running through that park, there's quite a few heads in that park.
Right, because I'm thinking it was like, he saw them. The first time that I saw that he saw him, I thought it was, that was motivation for him, so he was going to
keep on running.
But and then next, you know, next time.
He busts that first corner, it's almost like a select amount of people are no longer there. Right? But shit starts to get really odd when you see those same three people bust that corner, go past the street, and then they're gone. I'm like, okay, this is the devil shit. He's doing what the devil do. This is some devil do shit.
This is what the devil do.
So
we just came up with the devil do thing.
The devils do. Put on the shirt. The devil do. And so as he's hiding from these illicit ghosts or demons, whatever,
right,
he gets snatched by the two homeless dudes,
and they
become demonic. I was like, and
that was tripped out for me.
For me too. Because
the first dude came, and then it was like, he was like, give me your watch. I'm not giving you my. And then next, you know, that branch came.
When they took that first swing and their face changed, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's over.
The devils do. All this is devils do. But it's crazy because Eddie gets beaten to death almost directly in front of the window to where Marianne can see it.
And Marianne watches
and she has officially lost her shit.
I mean, she's gone.
So I couldn't imagine being in that position to where you literally watch a man get beaten to death by what is presumed to be two homeless dudes. But then you watch those two homeless dudes' faces morph into something incredibly demonic.
They put Power Rangers to shame.
That's the devil's do. That's what I'm telling you. That's devil's do right there. But you know, Marianne's insanity is now beginning to like make sense now. Like, no, she's literally losing her fucking mind now.
Right.
Because she can't pinpoint what's real, what's fake. You know, like, am I dreaming right now? Like, what's going on? Like, I can't really make this out. And then Melissa, who is the
secretary,
the mistress, Cullen's mistress, Kevin realizes that she is lying.
He catches on to that pretty quickly, and then he's interrogating that
because he asked her, like, is he circumcised? And she can't answer the question.
You've been messing with him for ongoing months, and you can't tell if the man's circumcised.
Not to be in your business, but you've seen his dick on numerous occasions, so you don't know if he got the jacket on or not.
Yeah, right. Hey,
so it makes you wonder, like, all right, so clearly you didn't. Something's up here for sure. And then Kevin, based off of that, tells me like, no, he fucking killed the people.
Right, he's guilty of it.
The story, just, it doesn't match up.
Because even his description of how he got down, like you know, what I mean, you tried to get down like he was doing a Michael Jackson move, and pick up again. Nah, dog. So
when he acts out what he did, I'm like,
didn't he look like a dancer though?
What sense does that make? So you got on your knees to grab the gun to
touch the ground and then you grab the gun. I was like,
to flex a muscle to get back up. Like I don't get it. But that's your story. You're sticking to it. Cool.
So at that point, he's, right after he does the interrogate, him and Melissa, played by Lauren Harrington, they have, their heated moment.
Right.
That's when he discovers of the death of the partner.
Of Eddie.
Yep. Of Eddie. And he's greeted by his lovely, who he'll soon to find out is his sister.
Yep.
Which is played by Connie
Nielsen,
but her name in the story is actually
Christabella.
Christabella. That's right. I know it was Chris something.
I believe it was Christabella because she's from Germany or some shit.
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. But
she's a weird redhead.
That's a weird redhead. Yeah. It's a weird shit. She's licking girls' necks in elevators and shit like that. But whatever.
Threw me off all the way.
I was like, "What's going on back there, man?" Like, I'm talking
Al
business.
Pacino and you sure like, you don't want to join?
Sure? It's about to be popping back here. But this next part is just where the movie itself just gets so dark. It's been dark this whole time.
It's been dark, but it
goes dark because now learning of Eddie's death, I think it's a phone call about Marianne. Right. They try to stop her. She's gone over to the church, and so not to mention, he still defends Cullen and pretty much gets Cullen off.
Right,
and so
at this point he's gotten Cullen off.
Yeah,
which was a complete surprise. I mean, he pulled he pulled Melissa onto the stand.
Yep,
and she did her thing.
So he finds out. No, correction. I'm sorry. They go over to Eddie's funeral, and this is another scene that is super eerie to me, at least, because first of all, Cullen, who just got off of a triple murder charge, he's there. All these awkward people, they're all at this funeral, right?
Right.
But it's because
at that point, Cullen once they've been seated at the funeral, Cullen's caressing on his stepdaughter.
Yep.
At that point.
Yep.
In which case it makes Kevin. It reminds him of the Gully case.
Yep. Exactly. So one of those. Okay, so this is one part that always, even as a kid, I'm like, ooh, is that when Pacino is sitting in the church and he's looking up at the, which I'm going to assume is the, oh my God.
Like the glass.
It's the glass, but what's actually depicted on the glass? I forgot the actual term of it.
The Last Supper?
It's the Last Supper? Okay, so
it was something like the Last Supper.
That. And he sticks his finger in the holy water and that just starts to bubble. And I was like,
I kind of got tripped out by it.
I was like, ooh.
And you see the smoke coming, I was like, ooh.
I was like, ooh, the devil, y'all. Shit. And that's how you know shit's starting to get like really weird now. Like, and so he breaks out the funeral. This is Kevin. He leaves the funeral. He finds out that Marianne has lost her shit and she's now down the street at another church. Right?
No, well, yeah, because he ran back home.
And
then his doorman was like, "Oh yeah,
we're trying to stop her, but she
took off. She's at the church."
Right. So he runs to the church. Yep.
And as she expresses at that point, the situation of what happened, where she blamed Milton. At that point,
she blames Milton for pretty much raping her all afternoon.
All afternoon.
Right.
And that's when Kevin goes,
"That's not possible.
That's not possible." He at first he was believing her. Mm-hmm. And he goes, but that's not possible because he was in court with me all day.
And so he said, like, listen, he's been with me all day. And so she's like, you don't get it. You don't get it. And then she stands up, takes off the robe, booty ball naked, but got cuts all over her body.
She was bucket naked.
Then booty ball naked,
And then the cuts were just, it was ridiculous. It was like, man.
Like satanic cuts.
Somebody was trying to take her out.
So at that point, Kevin's alarmed.
He's very alarmed.
He's alarmed.
His point at that time is he's wanting to get her the best help that he can.
Right, because he feels as if she just lost her mind at this point. Commits her to a mental institution. And Alice, along with Kevin, and I want to say Pam.
This is where
all right.
This is where you get introduced to the lovely. Well, you were introduced to Deborah Monk prior. When he first got into his office. That's when you first met her. But then Pam, that's when you find out that she's demonic.
Man, and I thought she was A1 until that part. I'm like, oh, she's crazy too. Shit. And so she's sitting there, and she's trying to caress her, make her feel better. See, you're pretty. And then she takes the mirror to look in the mirror and begins to smile, only to kind of point the mirror towards Pam, and then Pam's face changes. She's still losing her mind. Like, oh, see you, the motherfucker. So.
But did you notice that she got a cut? And then I was like, oh, her face morphed back to normal.
Not only that, she got a cut, and then while they're trying to get into that room, her face is stone.
No emotion, no.
I'm going to sit here with my arms crossed. I'm going to let her kill herself.
I'm going to let her go ahead and go ahead, you do your thing. I'm not going to get you no help.
So it's crazy because prior to what we know, at this point, she barricades the door. They're trying to get in the door. Well, Kevin is.
He picked up a chair, busted the glass up.
So she grabbed a piece of glass.
And she was like, I love you.
Just got to cutting.
And she stabbed it in there. She went straight through the jugular.
Yeah, she shoved it in there and kind of moved it around much she could before she dropped.
She just dropped.
But this is where Kevin has now gotten to the point, in my opinion, to where he's like, I need answers. Mm-hmm. And his mom was beginning to tell him a certain story. And he was like, I'm trying to deal with Marianne. I'm dealing with this case. I don't need this right now. And then, of course, your wife just kills herself in front of you. So now he knows there's something up with this story that his mom is trying to tell him.
Right.
So he goes back.
On his way out, he grabs, Marianne's things, and he's headed out, after his, finding out his wife killed himself. And then he meets his mother. Mm-hmm. And what is it? The lobby?
Yeah, the lobby of the hospital. Yeah.
And she expresses the rest of the story, explains herself in regards to the rest of the story regarding the facts of who his father is.
Who Milton is.
Doom, 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 doom.
You know what I'm saying? And we find out that, obviously his mom has been to New York before. And
Milton is like...
Milton is your daddy.
Out of pappy.
Yeah, out of pappy. The devilish pappy, for sure. And so Kevin, he's done for it. But this is where shit just almost like hell on earth began to happen, because he leaves the hospital, runs outside, and he literally sees Pam outside.
Who's all smiles.
Hey, I've been looking for you, babe. Yeah, listen, go see him. He's waiting for you.
He's waiting for you. And the next you know, she just vanishes.
It's a ghost town.
Crickets.
Nobody's in the street.
You didn't even hear crickets.
Man, I'm tripping at this point.
So I'm sitting there, I'm like, something about to go down right here.
Now, for me, this next scene could make my iconic scene for this movie. And the reason why I say that is because the monologue that Pacino gives when he's being confronted by Keanu's character, by Kevin. Basically, him full-blown admitting, yes, I am the devil, right? And it's one of those things where he comes in, he goes, who are you? What are you? Da-da-da. And he goes, me? I have so many names. Da-da-da. He goes, Satan. He goes, call me Dad. I'm like, oh, that's gangster. Oh, that's gangster. That's gangster.
That was good. That's what it was for the record books, real.
That's gangster.
Call me
I mean,
Dad.
it's scary, but that's kind of gangster. You're like Satan, like, call me Dad. I love that line. That's a great fucking line. But, he gets into this whole monologue, and props to Taylor Hackford, the director who wrote this movie, and he puts together this monologue that only Pacino can deliver to the point like he's literally he's explaining the devil's plight.
Oh yeah,
why he does what he does, why is he against God, and what's his ultimate plan, so to speak. And so the plan is we now find out that Christabella is Kevin's sister, and for them to get together and make a child to be the Antichrist.
Exactly.
For hell on earth.
So you sitting here, you fantasizing about your sister? You just nasty.
You a Jerry Springer commercial. You nasty, bro.
Because I live at home.
So between all that, he's basically he's proving his point. He's trying to let you know, like, this is why you're here. This is your destiny right here.
Right.
And
Keanu Reeves, Kevin, he realizes he has an option.
He has free will.
He has the free will, and he has the option of making that choice if he wants to accept his offer or not.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. When she drops her dress, I was like, all right. I mean, I don't agree with the actual plan here, but I'm looking at I'm see what's going on with this real quick, and then I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. But Lord, with a T at the end.
Hey,
Shit.
Look, Kevin had a strong will,
Man,
but it was at that point, he had a bigger plan.
He lost it all at that point. Let's be real. Mary Ann's dead. He's morally fucked up from the cases, and you find out that your dad, your actual father, is the devil. So it's like
devils do.
So he's forced to deal with those options as they appear. And so another line before we get to the climax of the movie, another line during Milton's Devil's Due monologue, and he goes, he's up there laughing his fucking ass off. I was like, dude.
Yeah, when he said, oh man,
did you go to church after you go shooting this? 'Cause I feel like you were really into this scene, bro. I mean, I think it's all about emotion.
He put some black pastors to shame.
Pacino can deliver some of the best monologues I've ever heard in my life. This one literally makes Devil a person like, well, he's preaching something.
He got some words. It ain't for me, but he got some words that he needs.
But he's preaching. He's going. And so as he's what appears to get with his sister to create this Antichrist baby, he stops and he goes, "You're right. Free will, right?" Pulls out his gun,
blasts himself,
shoots himself, which stops the entire train. You know what I'm saying? Like everything just kind of just burns down. Now, but see, if you think back to the atmosphere of once things begin to kind of start to like make sense, the wall behind him starts
to move.
Stuff is really it's pretty much hell in the room.
But once he shoots himself, did you notice how the wall just caught fire?
Yeah.
And then your little heart crush that you was fantasizing over, Christabella, she burnt up.
And then of course Milton, the devil, becomes you with long hair, and the wings, and all that happens only to find out that it was all just something you just dreaming.
It was only just a dream.
And it's funny because when you think about it, if it was all a dream, it was literally a dream to question his morality,
right?
About what he does.
What type of person was he really?
Exactly.
And what would it question his character?
Like, are you doing the right thing?
Right.
So, because right now you're about to defend a child molester who did it. You know he did it.
I think we missed that part, but it got to the point where Weaver,
right,
had expressed to him. Weaver, who actually plays like an investigator almost.
Oh, right. I forgot about that part.
Weaver had actually expressed that hey, Gully was
in this alternate future,
Bauer was just actually caught with a
10-year-old in his trunk.
So that was
thanks a lot, asshole.
you should have put him in jail. have used your morale back then.
Exactly.
So the fact that it was a dream and he was able to withstand his morale.
Right. Because he goes back inside and he decides to tell the judge, I don't want to represent him anymore. And it's all, oh, what's going on?
What's going on, right?
Like, nah, I think I'm doing the right thing. I don't want to represent him anymore. Of course, it's this this melee, this complete
he's gonna
media
he
hysteria.
could possibly face disbarment,
Which he probably likely will. Or probably likely did. And that same reporter, how things come full circle.
It was a trip. So it runs back to the bathroom, and then next he says that he's not gonna represent him, and then that same reporter meets him afterwards when all the press is pressing him.
Yep.
And
he wants the exclusive.
He wants the exclusive.
Yep.
And sure enough, who's that be? Cool. You know what I mean?
Papa Al, man.
You know what I mean? Papa Al Pacino there.
And then he looks at the camera and he goes, vanity. Definitely my favorite sin. I was like, what a way to end the movie.
It was like
God.
perfect.
And of course, Rolling Stones kick up, Painted in Black. Like, yep, perfect way to end the movie. Perfect. Well, that's it. That's the Devil's Advocate. Let me ask you. We live in a world where we have to be incredibly PC.
Right.
Could you see a movie like The Devil's Advocate being remade today?
Yes and no.
Why yes and no?
I say yes because I can see Keanu Reeves playing himself all over again.
I don't want Keanu back.
You know what? I think he would do it as Pacino though this time.
You think so?
I think he would. If they were to redo it, I could see him playing as Pacino.
Here's a better question. Watching it way back when,
and watching it now,
watching it recently, what are the differences? What are the similarities? What stands out to you now that didn't stand out to you back then?
The full understanding of the movie, and then it also put it in the perspective of doing the thing. You know what I mean? Making sure you do things right the first time. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Regardless of what you may feel, or if it's wrong, things always come around in full swing.
Right.
So make sure you do it right the first time.
Exactly.
Because that karma ain't so nice if it come back around.
I can tell you, rewatching it, I was super into it. I was like, wow, I forgot all about this.
It was a lot that I missed as a kid.
Forgot about it. Oh, wow, okay, cool. Al Pacino's the devil. I got it. Say no more. I got it. All right, let's get the takeaways. Sydney Square, who's getting your That Guy Award?
That Guy Award. I'm gonna go with Eddie.
Eddie Barzoon? Are you sure?
I'm gonna go with Eddie.
Because he may be getting my This Fool Award, bro. I'm telling you.
You think so?
Yeah. That's how I was looking right now.
Eddie, I'm gonna give Eddie that Guy Award because Eddie was like, look, he was straight to the point. Like, I'm here, I'm doing dirt, but I'm not gonna let you take away. You're not gonna steal this away from me. And he kind of went out like a G.
Yeah, but at the same time, he kind of brought it on himself.
Yeah.
He was hating. Don't forget, he was hating. All right, well, who's getting your That Chick Award?
That Chick Award. I was gonna go with Mama, but I can't go with Mama. You know what? I'm gonna have to rock with Marianne. Gonna get that Chick Award.
Yeah.
Marianne, she was just that chick.
Because she was down till she lost her mind while being down.
But even she was still down even when she lost her mind. He just wasn't, you know what I mean? He wasn't being in tune with his partner like he should have been.
Very true. Very true. Who's getting your This Fool Award?
Keanu Reeves.
I do it.
This fool. Come on, man. Open your eyes.
He's going for the bag, though, man. See, he's going for the bag.
Money is the root to all evil.
It is.
It
absolutely
at the same time, he was thinking with his small head versus his big head. So, you know what I mean? You gotta think about it, man.
And what are you cutting out?
Cutting out? I think we could have did a lot less of dealing with being in the law firm so much.
Really?
like being in the actual office, get him back in the courtrooms a little bit more. I think they didn't give him enough credit of being in the courtroom showing actual progress of the cases. Gotcha. Because I feel like they should have showed the Cullens case a little bit more.
Got you. Okay. And your iconic scene.
I mean, I think you took it from me already, man.
We can share.
We can share. We can share.
It's all
right.
good.
My iconic scene is probably the closeout.
The
final statement by. I mean, that's definitely gonna have to be my iconic scene. Pacino did his thing, man. It was definitely on top of his game for this whole film.
For me, my God forgive me, because my that guy award is gonna have to go to Milton.
Hey, I don't knock you for it.
Jesus, please, I'm sorry, but I think Al Pacino just kills that part. Like we skipped over a lot of stuff, but it's just the way he portrays the devil.
Boy, you going to hell.
I'm going to hell with gasoline draws, baby. Oh, well. But I was like, damn, he really is like, he's milking this shit. Go ahead. And then it's something about that final scene where he just explains what he's doing and why he is who he is.
And I mean, you got to give it to Pacino, though, man. I mean, literally, as an actor, you got to get, you know what I mean? And this is just speaking from experience. You got to get into them roles. Mm-hmm. It don't matter how small the role is or how big it is. You got to get into it. Live it to the fullest. I mean, because that's that you are that person at that point in time for that scene. You got to make it look real so that way your viewers can see it.
For me, my That Chick Award is going to go to Marianne because she's down.
I was expecting you to say Christabella.
Nah. She didn't speak as much for me. And as fine as she was, she looked like she was pausing. She looked pausing. So.
Dude, she was a redhead.
Yeah, she looked pausing. She looked pausing. So, for me, Marianne was down from Gainesville to New York, lost her mind in the process.
Yeah.
And looked really good doing it up until she didn't look as good, but she was always down for Kevin. So for me, That Chick Award goes to Marianne.
Nah, I'm gonna switch it up on you.
What's up?
Explain That Fool Award.
Okay.
I know you want to do the iconic, but I gotta jump to that one. I gotta know why.
Oh, that's next. My This Fool Award is going to Eddie Barzoon. Eddie Barzoon was a hater from jump. Okay? He was a hater. He was hating on the new kid from jump. And then when he realized that they got this high-profile case.
I mean, come on. The new kid was a little wet behind the ears, dog.
But wait a minute. They brought him out from Gainesville, bumfuck Florida. And he chose all these he chose the jurors to remove it, and they won the case. Like, you can't hate on the boy got the golden ticket. He just got it. And you could tell, like, it was more than just, oh, well, he's not ready. No, Eddie was hating.
Oh, yeah.
Eddie was hating. You know what I'm saying? To the point to where, even when it got to the point to where he tried to press Kevin for trying to take his spot. Like, I don't know what the fuck you were talking about. Like, what you mean I got a partner? Like, I'm on to you, bucko, that type of shit. And then he gets killed by two homeless dudes with demon faces. You're a hater, bruh.
I ain't even trying to fight, not even a little bit.
You couldn't. them demon homeless dudes were swinging that stick with all the mighty they had. You weren't about to make out of that alive. No, not even close.
That was a nice watch, though.
It was a nice watch. I'd have gave it up, but, well, no, I probably would have fought for that.
I'd have fought for the watch.
Yeah, I probably would have fought for that, actually.
Not the Rolly.
That was stolen. Cut that out. I agree with you. I wanted more courtroom stuff, not as much firm stuff.
Right.
But at the same time, like, these are like literally like the angels of hell.
Right.
That represent Milton, you know what I'm saying? So
it was a good way to represent that. I get where they were coming from, that these are Milton's, peoples that
almost like his Last Supper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
His Last Supper, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the best way you can put it.
Iconic scene. We're gonna share this one. That last scene, that whole scene is an iconic one.
That whole last 10 minutes was.
I was just like, whoa, stop! This is too much. Stop! Just stop.
I want to know where they got that wig at for Keanu Reeves, though.
Spencer's. Probably Spencer's. Yeah.
You sure it wasn't like on Canal Street? I mean, they was in New York. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, because it's like for like a half a second scene. So I'm like, yeah, probably
Yeah.
Spencer. Something real quick with it. But yeah, so quick hits. Let's bang this out before we get up out of here.
Let's do it.
Keanu Reeves' suit gets darker as the movie progresses. It starts as a light color and then goes through increasingly dark shades of gray. By the end of the movie, his suit is black. This is for his character's decreasing morality throughout the movie.
Correct.
And I didn't notice that until this second time around watching. I'm like, oh yeah, his suits do get darker and darker.
Yeah, they do.
Oh shit.
But I also noticed, did you notice that his hair started to slightly change a little bit as well? It was more of a fluff. And then he got to the, like the slick chicken almost.
You're right. I was more so into the suits. I'm like, damn, his suits really do change. Wow. Wow. To prepare for his role, Keanu Reeves spent time hanging out with defense attorneys in New York City.
That was actually, that's a thumbs up right there on that one.
Okay. The boxing match that Lomax and Milton attend was not a stage bout, but in fact a legitimate world championship boxing match.
That was Roy Jones.
The bout occurred on October 4th, 1996 at Madison Square Garden in New York City. Roy Jones Jr., IBF super middleweight champion, squared off against top contender Bryant Brandon. Jones knocked out Brandon during the second round of the bout.
And that was factual.
And they actually shot that during the fight.
That's crazy. And then you see
Hollywood, baby. Hollywood, baby.
They also brought in, Mr. Don King.
Who's the devil himself.
Only in America.
Only in America. In order to prepare for her role in the film, Charlize Theron spent an hour a day over a 3-month shooting period in New York City with a psychotherapist to practice schizophrenia.
Really?
How do you practice that?
I mean, I know some crazy people. We all got that aunt or that uncle
or cousin. Are you being for real? like this for real? For real?
For real?
Or are you faking the funk? I think you faking the funk for attention.
Right. You be wanting to call him out so bad.
But, hey man, don't go crazy today. Not on my watch.
Cut that out.
Joel Schumacher was originally set to direct this movie in 1994 with Brad Pitt to star as Kevin Lomax. Christian Slater, John Cusack, and Ed Norton were then considered for the role.
Nah.
As much as I feel like Keanu Reeves is not the strongest actor, I like the fact that he played Kevin Lomax.
I think he's discredited a lot, man. I think he's very strong.
In what, Sydney?
Come on now. You got speed. Oh, you gonna hit me with a cough on that?
Well,
one.
I had to cough for real. But what do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do? No, I'm cool on that shit. I mean, I feel like, okay, ever since I've seen Bill and Ted, he's always that character, just older.
Yeah. You know what? He kind of puts you in the mind frame of like an Ed and Eddie, like
a surfer dude.
Like a surfer dude.
I mean, outside the Matrix, which he still has that same concept, but like, for example, you seen Dracula?
Yep.
Okay, perfect example. You should be in Dracula, bro. This is not for you. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, I thought his Southern accent was hard. His British accent was terrible.
Whew. Keanu Reeves got that look of like every time he wants to talk to you, he's just going to be like, dude. Just come on, dude.
Do you do? And I'm glad Joe Schumacher didn't write this because Joe Schumacher, at the time, he was into bat nipples and bat ass and all that shit. I'm cool. I'd rather it be Taylor Hackford. He does great work. Cool. I'm good with that. John Milton is heard and shown speaking several different languages to show that Satan, like evil, knows no boundaries. Also, a figure of ultimate evil is common in all religions worldwide.
That's true.
Can you think back to that scene in the train?
Oh, yeah. And I can't think of dude's name, but he was also.
What's his name?
Oh man, don't fault me because he's on a new TV show with J-Lo right now.
Right, yep, but I can't think of his name though for nothing.
Because he played as Radamez on
Empire?
No. Radamez on Come
Juice.
on now, Juice. Yeah.
Juice. Yeah, there we go.
He a New York cat. I know that much.
What's his name though?
See, look, you got.
Whatever,
we gonna have
whatever.
to. We gonna figure it out.
We'll Google it later. It's all good.
Google.
After the party at the Barzill's apartment, the lawyers meet at Milton's to discuss the Cullen case. Milton asks Heath how many hours they billed Cullen for last year, to which Heath replies, 16,242. If you average 16,000 divided by 24 hours in a day, you get 666.666667. 666, of course, is the number of the devil.
That's why he's the devil's advocate.
Boy, I tell you. Well, this has been fun. This has been way too much fun. Wow.
I mean, man, it's been some years, brother.
It's been some shit.
But no, I'm honored to be on the show, man. I
man.
appreciate you having me.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
So before we let you go, what are you working on next? What can we catch you on next?
I can't really disclose.
Oh.
I can't really disclose.
Oh.
That's why you got me looking a little rough right now. You know what I mean? If the few people who will catch the podcast or catch the video that you post, I'm looking a little rough right now. I'm prepping.
Okay.
So we getting there.
So you're not playing Mike Lowry Jr. and nothing.
Mike Lowry. No.
Nah? All right, cool. Just making sure.
No, but
Just
this
making sure.
I'll put it to you this way. This new project will definitely be something that somebody will be able to remember.
Huh.
So
okay,
I'll be in touch with you about it soon, man. Real soon.
Oh, bro, you coming back?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
You coming back? Yeah,
we got plenty more movies to talk about.
Yeah, man. You and Shells. Shells?
Yo.
Yep. There it is.
Look at
There it is. Let the people know where they can find you, bro.
you can find me on Instagram, Facebook. Instagram at Sid Square, Facebook Sydney Square.
Right.
Otherwise, you could always find me on my lovely woman's page, Michelle Mabel. Triple L's. Ain't she just so? Look, I appreciate her coming out. And kicking it with me tonight.
It's a beautiful thing, man. As a single man, I say fuck all that. But anyway, you can catch me on all the social media simply at I am Jay Alonzo. That's Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter. You talk to me, I'll talk back. The Facebook group Back to Classes, a movie talk group, is up and running. Jump on that, join the conversation. I've been made aware that it was closed at one point. It's now public. Thank you, Michelle, for that.
Yes, it is a public page. So
Thank
make
you
sure
very
y'all check
much.
it out.
Check us out over there. And of course, links to all your favorite podcasts, merchandise, simply at beatnetworkonline.com. Get your Back to Classic shirts, mugs. We got notebooks.
I need one of them shirts, man.
But we got some shit.
I need one of them shirts.
We got beatnetworkonline.com, baby, /merch.
So I'm gonna
beatnetworkonline /merch. Get all your good shit right over there. But besides that, 2 shows we did this week.
Man.
And the other show we put out is myself and Los. We talk about sequels and reboots. Check that one out. That came out today.
Shout out to Los, man.
Shout out to Los, man. Shout out to the whole Beat Network crew. Shout out to the whole iHeartRadio crew. We love you guys. Be back next week. This is Back to Classics. We out this thing. Peace.
Yo.